compLexity as we jump into the pistol round between the two teams. And yeah, Cloud9, I'm expecting something execute heavy here because we see Skadoodle and nothing with some utility.
Yeah, definitely an inside bomb side head here. Those the flash and Molotov combo for nothing is usually for the back of the bomb train, and the smoke usually for the connector. But we'll see what happens and how this one unfolds. Those are two very important positions to flush out as the windows are broken inside. And yes, it does appear as though actually they're going to push forward before that smoke has a chance to go down. So preemptive strike there from Cloud9, catching Cole a little bit off guard. But Def's never off guard as he takes down Sui with just one blow of his P2K. And he will continue to push into the bomb side. That's a sick shot by Def once again. This guy is turning into a bit of a machine. It's surreal. Picks up nothing, and automatic is going to go down to Whitmer. Uber gets one as well, and that's all she wrote there. compLexity off the back of a couple of Def headshots will take that one and start their map pick in a spectacular fashion.
It turns out that that Molotov was actually for a post-plant setup that they never got in an opportunity to actually come to. But look, unfortunately for them, Cloud9 that is, compLexity's retake was on point. So they did get the plant. Their economy has been stimulated as a result, and now we will see they've actually bought into this with some Desert Eagles. So I'm interested just to see what fruits that will provide as the 1D comes out from Shroud. And that is a fantastic start to the round. And it's left you in awe.
You'd be so mad if you were Surreal. Just having played the game for so many years, I just know how much that sucks. And I just...
He'd be mooing.
He'd be mooing. He would be definitely be mooing. But look, brilliant piece of skill there by Shroud. He gets the headshot, doesn't take a point of damage either. And now Cloud9, remembering how they lost the pistol last map on the CT side as well. This is looking big, but Shroud can only manage to say that... ironically, as he only opens up the entire map for Cloud9 to do as they will. But I thought they were going to get the inside bomb side plant down here, but it turns out they're going to just bide their time and move back towards the outside side, which is fine in theory, but Whitmer's going to be a pretty stiff opposition here, but he's been tagged down very, very heavily now. 15 HP only left, and he's going to go down. So it's all going to be left up to Uber with that rifle to salvage this round for compLexity after some early round brilliance with the Deagle from Shroud.
And he's got a tough task ahead of him, hasn't he, Uber? He's got some post-plant positions to deal with. Probably best trying to save his Colt. His teammates haven't done a lot of damage to the three remaining members of Cloud9, but he does catch out Skadoodle, so glimmer of hope here. Time is ticking, however, that smoke is going to force the pick out from nothing if he does choose, and he knows that there's no one on that bomb. Automatic force eyes on it now. He knows exactly where that's going to come from. Uber is actually going to stick it here. Will nothing make the frag? He doesn't unfortunately make the frag, but he's done enough to get Uber off the defuse and take the round for Cloud9, and the bell sounds as they do bring up their first round here at Cloud9.
Yeah, the bell tolled there for Surreal at the start of the round. That shot from Shroud still ringing in the ears of Surreal, but that is what happens when you have some of the best aim in the world. You can pull shots off like that.
The two Deagle frags there from Shroud were the difference. They opened things up completely, and they allowed Cloud9 absolute free reign of where they wanted to go on the map.
Yeah, and just like the first map on Overpass, compLexity start well with their pistol round. Really stick it to Cloud9, and then all of a sudden, it's Cloud9 coming back with a vengeance on that second round. And look at the buy from Cloud9. They have got full AKs and a complete complement of armor and grenades, and that's by virtue of winning that almost full eco. They were going to go into the gun round anyway, but now they're just cashed up, ready to go.
And that was a fantastic smoke from outside there to block vision on the inside bomb site. It sold the fate completely. compLexity had over-rotated to the inside bomb site there, and Def actually managed to get an AK through a Zeus frag. So, yeah, Cloud9 famously brought that into the meta, buying the Zeus, and ironically they fall to it.
I love the Zeus. The noise that the guy makes when you get a Zeus kill is just the most hilarious noise in any computer game. It's so far removed from any other sound in CSGO that you just, when you hear it, you can't help but laugh.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but they've probably got plans to change the noise of that too.
It would be heartbreaking. It would be heartbreaking. It's provided me with so much joy over the years. You know that. Ah! It's roughly. I think that's how it goes.
It's something similar to that. If not, it will be now.
That's going to be memed for sure, but that sound, it makes me laugh every single time.
You've done it a few times now on cast. I laugh every time, man, to be fair. But Cloud9 find themselves with another round to boot. Def actually is able to pick up that AK as a result of that crafty frag. And now Cloud9 is going to brute force their way onto the outside bomb site here. Skadoodle there opens things up with a second frag that is just very crisp after that first spray. And you can see now compLexity are just being minced as they try and provide resistance here. They aren't able to do so, and now we see Cloud9 bring up their third round. compLexity are able to buy into this round. Surreal picking up that AWP, so this is going to change the dynamic a little bit. You can see Cloud9 have got 5 AKs. They're actually making Skadoodle rifle in this instance. It makes them a lot more mobile.
Well, I'd make him rifle too if he pulls out rounds like that more often, as he gets 3 kills in pretty quick succession. But of course, Scar, one of the best AWPers in the world, and certainly one of the best in North America right now, as he'll take on Surreal in different battles across the map, I'm sure, in a round or so's time. But for right now, he's stuck with that AK.
I suppose, if anything, he's suffered a lot from inconsistency lately and a loss of confidence. So, whilst I think that may have reigned true in days gone by, I think at the moment he's really trying to still find his feet again with that AWP. As I say that, though, compLexity are going to be forced to contend with this outside hit from Cloud9. Uber finds that first frag. The smokes are now going up, so it is going to be increasingly likely they get that plant as Nothing finds the frag. But Surreal with that AWP up heaven finds Shroud. And now the post-play positions are going to be tested here for Cloud9.
Yeah, they're not bad, though, are they, for Cloud9, as Android gets Skadoodle. That's going to be crucial here, as Nothing needs to go absolutely massive. He gets the first one, so that's a good start for Jordan and Stewie. And Stewie will get a one-tap onto the Uber at Bomb Train as well. So this has now turned into a 2 versus 2. And the shot there from both Surreal and Def is on point. Def will quickly jump on that bomb. He has plenty of time. And compLexity will pick up a very nice round.
Great work from Stewie 2K there. Funnily enough, taking Uber for a ride with that 1B.
Very clever, Jim. Very clever.
Been saving that one.
That was 5-star. I rated it.
I don't know if I rate it on the same level, though.
That's okay. You can give me 1 star for my comeback. That's fine. Uber's got a very high rating, though, but hopefully he can be the driving force behind why this team comes over the top to beat Cloud9.
Well, hopefully there are others there to share the ride as well.
This needs to end, and so we will move on, ladies and gentlemen, to the scoreline of 3-2. compLexity getting it done right now. They pick up a round, but now the AWP is on Skadoodle. Look at that spam from Uber, definitely taking Nothing for a ride through the wall there, and he'll go down straight away. Stewie replies, though, onto the Danger Man Def, and he might find his way into the inside bomb site. Yes, looks as though Stewie and his teammate Automatic is going to push through.
And Uber there accepting the job of opening things up. We now see that press onto the inside bomb site. Automatic there, pressing up on Uber, taking down Android. Gets one before he is swiftly taken down by a low HP Automatic. So handy for him to get 2 frags there. That second frag coming on 3 HP. So important round coming up for Cloud9. compLexity are going to go for this too, as we do see Whitmer get that frag. It's back to a 2 versus 2 though.
Yeah, Shroud alive and in a great position here. He will collect first. And this will be a very difficult prospect for Surreal to go for it. He doesn't. And that will be a fantastic round for Cloud9. Once again, winning 1 and losing 1 for compLexity will force their economy to spiral out of control. And they will be back on the grind. Def 1.5, Whitmer 1.7, and Surreal 1.6. Although he does have the AWP in hand already, so he doesn't have to rebuy. Still dire straits, and not the Mark Knopfler kind.
Well, hopefully they can swing things back their way. They've been termed as sultans, but compLexity right now Bit of an interesting buy coming out in the sense that they've gone the double scout setup and an AWP, so 3 scope rifles for them. And Surreal actually getting aggressive there at Vines. He did have a teammate in support as well to be his insurance policy to ensure that AWP didn't fall into enemy hands unguarded. But we now see compLexity with that man advantage. They've actually pulled their resources on the inside bomb site here, so they're falling back and left Surreal, that only man holding the outside bomb site. But now you can see Shroud, 2 swift headshots there, taking down that AWP. Looking for that 30, does get the tap as well. So he's opened things up single-handedly here for Cloud9. Fantastic work from him. The plant will come out, 2 versus 3 situation here. Def does have an AK though, so there is a chance for them to retake.
Yeah, that round was dope there from Shroud coming out of small ladder. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. And all of a sudden, Collar on the back foot, and they're reeling from that explosion of aim from the star player from Cloud9, and he will continue his good form here, trying to pick up the 4th, and he does. Could this be a team down? He's looking for the 5th. Unfortunately, Whitmer finds him. He doesn't get the ace, but Whitmer should go down here to Skadoodle. No, Skadoodle will go down, but Whitmer has no choice. The bomb takes him, and Shroud, that is your round.
That is superstar aim. That's essentially what that was. And those 3 headshots, it was looking very, very grim there for Cloud9. Enter Shroud.
Yep.
And he took things into his own hands there. And now they find their 5th round. And more importantly, they've put compLexity in a very tough spot with that CT side economy suffering.
Certainly have. And as you said, compLexity suffering badly at the hands of Cloud9 in terms of where they're at eco-wise. Looks to try and get something to connect in the Vines alley, but at the moment it's just a defensive pattern here for Cloud9.
That's right, Whitmer there in the SL, trying to weave himself a frag and using that spiderweb as cover. I'm not too sure whether or not that's going to be effective, but nonetheless, you can see the P250s and the Deagle of Android. They're going to try and make something happen there. Whitmer gets flashed out of his position there. Stewie pouncing on him with that UMP. We will see him try and make things happen here. He's just going to enter into this outside bomb site, farming that SMG money bonus here. We see Surreal in position to do some damage here. He takes 1 and picks up the AK as well, but he was taken down there by Skadoodle and navigating their way out to that anti-eco round here successfully. Cloud9 put themselves 6 rounds on the board. Finally now we will see a bio round coming out from compLexity. Again, Surreal with that AWP. He needs to be a bit more impactful with it though.
I don't know about this for compLexity. No defuse kits whatsoever. And given so far the rate that Cloud9 has been going with those bomb plants, they're going to need a defusal kit. The history behind it. Whitmer does get the first kill though, that's positive. He trades well, nothing finally contributes here with a good headshot there onto Uber, so no free ride for him today. And, nothing will continue to push up, get that bomb plant down. He has to be wary of Def coming through that smoke with the flash, but doesn't affect him too much. He does spot him out though, and he will commit nothing around this bomb train. Well, he should commit to pick up the kill on Defs, and he does. 2 versus 2, nothing. This is another great round. A triple headshot from nothing this time. Could even be a quad when it's all said and done, but Android now fighting hard for this one here. He picks up nothing, so no quad for him just yet, and Stewie here in a very advantageous position. I don't think this is winnable here, and in fact it's not. Android goes down. What a round by nothing though. Straight out the frying pan into the fire, and he gets 3 kills instantly.
Those were some tasty headshots there from nothing, and they were snap headshots. They were fantastic, and just winding back the clock there a little bit.
Bit of Bruce Springsteen, bit of Glory Days. Pumping in the background there as nothing picks up that tray, looking fantastic, mind you. He's got the rough end of the stick on a few of these headshots tonight, though. He would be feeling like an unlucky game by his standards.
And much like Bruce Springsteen, nothing proving to be the boss there, as we do see compLexity just getting pummeled here on this outside bomb site. They're not having a lot of luck holding it, and you can see they're just being shredded as we see Cloud9 just taking that choke point, not doing anything in particular in terms of fancy set executes. They're just brute forcing their way, aiming their way over complexity, and we see a pause coming out. So I think this is where complexity need to take a step back. They're on the more advantageous side, on the CT side of train. It is not going too well for them, and I think they need to readjust their setup. Pete, I'm going to ask you this. What adjustments would you be making if you were complexity right now?
Well, I think that they've got to get more aggressive on brown holes. I think that's causing a lot of grief. They either need to push the AWP, one of the AWPs that they've got, so they've got two. One of them needs to go to brown holes. Scope up to the top of brown holes, see what's there, maybe put some pressure on it, get some M4 spam up that low ramp, and really force Cloud9 to think about the presence there and the threat of the small ladder flank from that area of the map. Not just that, prevent Cloud9 from easily taking brown holes, because that essentially gives you so much mobility and versatility as a terrorist when you have control of that part of the map. When you don't, it's essentially mid-con and then vines. That's all you've got. And it's very easy to deal with as a counter-terrorist, but when those terrorists have brown holes, it makes it hard because they can go any which way.
And that comes back to the amount of information that the CTs are able to gather as a result of that. If there is a presence there from the Ts in those brown holes, they really can't do a lot. They're simply just sitting and laying in wait, and the Ts control the bulk of information. So, again, this is where we see Cloud9 actually placing premium on that. And as I say that, Skadoodle takes down Surreal, so that head-to-head battle unfolds in the way of Cloud9's favour, and we will see complexity lose out in a key area.
The difference between sending Surreal top ramp by himself with the AWP and sending a teammate with him to back him up low ramp and perhaps trade that and get another kill on Stewie. Maybe Stewie takes his eye off the prize, and although Skadoodle's AWPing up there, Stewie's got the AK down low, and you can trade different frags and different angles. Just leaving Surreal out to dry there is a bit risky, and they've paid the price by not allowing a teammate to be in a position to trade on him.
See, now this is where it gets tough for complexity, because they're left, they have to keep eyes on their inside bomb site, and they can only keep a maximum of either 3 outside or go 2 and 2, and that's going to leave something amiss here, because there's far too many choke points now for the CTs to cover effectively. And you can see now Cloud9 afforded that luxury. They've got 40 seconds to work with here. Plenty of time to try and stretch that CT defense out by putting pressure on different areas of the map, and that's exactly what they're doing here inside. They've drawn that rotation in, and Whitmer has a lot of information though in this SL. He'll be able to pick up the frag there on Stewie. Looking for that second one as well, but he has been bullied out. He's taken a lot of damage in that instance, and now we see complexity trying to hold this outside bomb site. Not to be the case here. That trade does go the way of Automatic's favour, and you can see the bomb plant coming out. 3 versus 3 situation now with Death's frag, but a lot of damage being taken here by complexity. I don't think they've got the HP to enter into the firefights to retake here.
Not sure, but they're going to go for it anyway, aren't they? As Nothing picks up the first kill in small ladder, and Skadoodle picking up Def. Now it's all left up to one member of complexity, which is Uber. He's got that AWP trapped in the middle of the bomb train, and not only is he going to lose the round, but I have a strong feeling he's going to lose the AWP as well. Nothing firing desperately onto him to find the kill. He's trapped. He's going to go down with the ship. And there goes Uber and his AWP. Cloud9 pick up yet another round. They go to 9, and another devastating blow to the economy of complexity. They haven't gone hard reset, but they're still 1 eco away from buying again, which would push Cloud9 into double digits, and this is starting to look pretty grim for complexity.
Yeah, this is not boding well for them at all. They've gone for a pistol buy up here, and rightfully so. Their loser bonus is accruing quite well, so they'll be able to buy into the next round quite comfortably, but they're not making things happen at all. They're not putting pressure in the right areas. When they are playing aggressive outside, they're being punished because the trades from Cloud9's perspective are quite good. And you can see now Whitmer trying to make something happen, trying to make a play. He is caught out there by Automatic there in the T connector. And now we will see complexity surrender a man advantage. And Uber pushes his way through T connector, but only gets 1 frag. And that's a 2 versus 4 situation. You can see Cloud9 have the luxury of just doing what they want, using those rifles to their advantage, and fortunately for complexity, they find themselves now at an 8-round deficit, 10-2 the score, and finally able to get themselves some guns in their hands. Surreal again with that AWP. For me, he hasn't been convincing enough with it. He's just been a financial burden for complexity.
Yeah, that's right, and I think if it's not already too late for compLexity to come back from this one, giving Cloud9 10 terrorist rounds, it's definitely going to be too late for them if they don't get this one. If they can't secure themselves a 10-5 half, they've just given Cloud9 way too much lateral movement. Their Def will pick up a double. He's been the one shining light for his side so far across the two maps. Definitely a standout performer, and someone I hadn't really heard of up until now, to be honest. I've seen the name before, but hadn't seen in action so much. It's difficult for us over this part of the world to get access to that level of CS in America. We don't get to see it a lot, and it'll be Shroud just trying to do his thing. If he had got a third there, that would have really crippled compLexity, but they'll go to 10-3 and hopefully try and consolidate some of that money. No such issues there for Cloud9. They'll rebuy straight away again and try and push this one right along to 12-3.
Well, we've seen a double AWP setup actually come out from compLexity here on the T side. Keen to see how this one actually pans out for them, because they've been contesting the choke points and winning those aim drills when they do take them. So you see Shroud there taking ground horse control, at least trying to quite early on in the picture. This is that presence we spoke of. This is, you can see just that urgency from the T side in trying to mask as much information and territory as possible. And Stewie has taken out AWP Divines and just trying to catch out a member of compLexity who might unwillingly step into his crosshair. You can see it's actually a 2 versus 2 there at Vines, and there he goes through the smoke. Android falls, and Stewie now can reset. He can find another choke point to try and peak with that AWP.
Yeah, great pick there. Good anticipation there from Stewie. Timed that one to perfection. The smoke bloomed, and as a player who throws that defensive smoke, your first inclination is to do a quick peek and spray a couple of bullets down the line, but Stewie beat him to the punch there and took him down, and now nothing will make a play out. Zekon, that's a nice looking frag there from Jay Gilbert. He'll take advantage of that kill and move his team towards the outside. Bomb snipe, but Surreal there on the outside side as well with the AWP. Doesn't want to just be a fly on the wall here. He wants to get involved. He gets one, but Shroud immediately rips his head off. Now Def and Uber are stuck in a 2 versus 4.
And make that a 3 versus 1 now as the trade comes through. Def is bleeding internally, and he will be crept up on by nothing. Nothing taking him down. 11-3 the score. It's going to be tough for compLexity here because they haven't got enough CT rounds, I feel as though, to get themselves involved in the map just yet. It is their map pick. They've got to back themselves in on the T side, but I just don't know if they're going to have, well, at this stage, 12 rounds in them. I just don't feel as though it's going to happen.
No, it's not very probable right now. It's not looking good for compLexity.
Best case scenario.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for them to come back from this, given that the Cloud9 boys are so strong on their pistol rounds as well. So it will be difficult, but that being said, nothing is impossible in this game. But Stewie opens up the account onto Def there. He's been a bright light for them, so a fantastic development of a new talented player emerging through the compLexity system. But now it'll just be the dominance of Cloud9 really coming through, but Uber and Surreal combined for a 1-2 punch. And all of a sudden, Cloud9 on the back foot reeling here in a round that they were very confident about. All of a sudden, Jim, they could be going down.
And somehow, someone walks into that Molotov that Stewie threw. So Uber falling victim to that. I'm not too sure how that occurred, but it's now left in a 3 versus 1 situation. Stewie there, cleaning things up and ensuring that the flanks are covered. 12 through the score. It's been a brutal half of Counter-Strike for compLexity after they did so well on Overpass. And you can see now the real deficit between the two teams.
Yeah, absolutely. This is, to be honest, where I thought that this would end up on the first one. But compLexity, to their credit, they played really hard and they came in, they looked prepared, and they looked as though they meant business on their T side. The problem for them, they fell away on their CT side, and once again, the CT side has been the problem for them as Cloud9 amassed 12 T side rounds on train. It's simply not going to be enough. There's not enough room for error, and Cloud9 should be able to take this one comfortably from here, but we'll see what happens after the Pistolero coming up right now. Nothing the only one on his team using that P2K. Everyone else is on that USP grind. You'll see compLexity getting through with those Glocks.
And a 5 Glock spread coming out. You can see they're taking fast vines here. Shroud's forced to fall. He can't take that fight. There's no one there to trade him at all. Automatic is able to 1B Android unawares of the position they'd taken in ESL. They've actually doubled up in that distance too. Nothing, pushing inside so confidently as well. And this is tough here because that bomb won't even be planted. Automatic preventing that from going down. Skadoodle finishing that one off quite convincingly with headshots of his own. And that is how things have been for compLexity. It's just been so awkward for them. The Angels haven't gone their way. You can see just how much of a deficit there is between the two teams. Cloud9 are really keen on stamping their authority on this match.
And so they should be. This is a good opportunity for them. They don't play, as we said, a lot of local competitions against local American teams. They're usually jet setting around the world. So for them, this is a return home to glory. This is a chance for them to really, you know, reclaim that boasting position as the Kings of NA. And what you really have to do if you want that to happen is be dominant. And not just win games, but win them convincingly so that you put other people on notice. Nothing there with some cheeky little tap damage there.
Love tap.
Love taps on automatic, I think it was. Spray down that vine and give the compLexity guys a few love taps of their own. Now closing in on this frag. He's just hunting is nothing. He wants blood right now, and he's found it. Surreal goes down in the small area.
The Cloud9 guys are just running around the map looking for frags. There's no real need for them to hold because compLexity aren't really testing their defenses. And you could see there, nothing was just going from choke point to choke point looking for frags. And you're right, he was hunting. There was absolutely no structure needed from them. And now you could see that as a result of trying to buy into that round, compLexity have left themselves in a very untenable situation here. And they're actually going to eco this one and give up match point by the looks of things.
Well, I mean, it's not the hugest risk in the world. If you give up match point this round or the next round.
I'm really surprised they bought into last round, to be fair.
I'm very surprised they bought into last round, but right now the eco is very, I guess, very necessary just to shore up and make sure they have one more crack at it. Nothing is still on that hunt train as he picks up one, and now Skilly will try and spray down. Excellent control there from 2K as he picks up the 3K. And just left all by his lonesome. He won't even pick up a frag. Skadoodle gets him, and match point here for Cloud9.
And this is where compLexity need to try and salvage some hope, because this is the gun round that they've ecoed for. And they've got a little bit of utility to work with here, but they need to make those picks go their way. You can see, though, nothing. Supremely confident here. Has actually retained the SMG. He's taken an MP9. And, I mean, to me, that just screams confidence.
Certainly does, certainly does. And the 5 AKs of compLexity are going to test the inside bomb site here by the looks of things. Although the bomb isn't certainly going inside just yet. It looks as though it might go late mid-con with a couple of people going small ladder, but the pick from Uber and the pick from Android is going to open up the opportunities here at very different sites, and also the moving around for compLexity is going to continue as Uber pushes through the low ramp smoke and just gets a great angle onto Skadoodle after he picks up Def. Great round here from compLexity, but I mean, they need so many more of them in a row for this to work out.
We're going to need a few more of those. 12 more to be precise, and, well, sorry, 11 more to be precise after this one. But it's been a grind for them, hasn't it? And compLexity have had to grind their way through every round that they've had to take, and that's just part and parcel of coming up against some of the talent in this Cloud9 roster. They're all supremely talented individuals. The question always over their heads has been, can they actually work together? Can they put together a good dominant team performance? And I think, at least in this case, the answer is yes. Against compLexity, it has been the case. And, well, we now see them on the pistol round, but look, that's no easy round here for compLexity's sake. And Android, headshot there onto Shroud, opens things up. They are going to hit this outside bomb site quite quickly here. Def takes one, but Skadoodle here is providing resistance in heaven. He might be able to find a frag, but he's actually Aim punch to oblivion. Automatic finds one. Reloading at the worst moment there. Leaves Stewie 2K in a 1 versus 4 situation. They know where he is. And Uber takes him down. So, look, a lot of work still to be done from complexity's sake. And there's a lot of gun rounds to encounter just yet.
There certainly is a long, long way to go, and Cloud9 are going to waste no time buying straight into this. Nothing picking up that AWP, of course, already on its way over to Skadoodle. Everyone in Cloud9 doing some lifting here, 16, 14, 14, 19, and 13 across the boards. So everyone getting involved at their choke points and having a decent time of it. Skadoodle going to open up on a Surreal, and that AWP goes down straight away for the complexity player. And now Skadoodle's going to re-peak that line. It doesn't quite get aggressive enough, but he's going to make his way back to the inside bomb site, where he feels though a lot of pressure's coming on. Stewie 2K picks up Death, and this could be the beginning of the end for Complexity, although Android picks up one, nothing trades very well, and 2 players remaining for Complexity. Whitmer picks up one, and they're doing their best here, Complexity, to try and make a game of this, but the net is tightening around the Complexity team, and Cloud9 are 1 round away from closing this one out.
And the hard part here is for Complexity. They're actually separated, both Uber and Whitmer, so leaving themselves to their own devices. And the bomb has been taken down in Seacon. That was the real threat there. A lot of work now to do for Uber. He has been taken down to 22 HP. He is up against 2 members of Cloud9, and surely nothing has heard him rotate through those white halls there. So they know exactly where he is and where he can come from, and they're actually going to play together compressed and within range to trade if they need to. So smart play from Cloud9 here. This should be enough to secure the round, bar some sharp shooting here from Uber.
It's definitely possible though. 2 1v1s created here by Uber. If he can find the angle, actually, they're lined up here, Cloud9. They have no idea what's coming their way, but I don't think Uber will respond in time. He doesn't. Nothing. Picks up the final kill. Decent game for him. And Jim, that has been a stunning set of games for us today. We've done Europe and we've now done some North American games. So it's been a great introduction to the ESL Week 6 endeavours for us.
Oh, Matchday 6.
Matchday 6, I should say.
It feels like Week 6. I mean, obviously being Australian ourselves, we've been going since about 2 a.m. local time through to what is now nearly 1:30 in the afternoon. So it's been a fair run, but look, it's been fantastic. I've certainly enjoyed the games. Complexity in that instance, they were quite clinical on their opponent's map picks. So for me, I guess in that instance, it was an expected result, or what we expected to unfold. So all the heavy hitters for Complexity, Def was the only one. All the heavy hitters for Cloud9 were out in force today, and I think they had, a fairly easy time on that second map. Unfortunately for or for Complexity's sake, it wasn't to be. And they don't really get themselves any points at all in this encounter. So, look, I've certainly enjoyed myself. It's been a marathon day, but it's been certainly worthwhile. So, we're thankful for that opportunity to bring you these games.
All again tomorrow as well. So, we're right back here with some more European ESL and then North American ESL from 3 a.m. Australian and 10 a.m. Australian respectively. I believe that's
7 p.m.
7 p.m. and then 3 p.m. I'm not sure. North American
time conversion, we're out the window there. But look, if you want to tune into that, just tune into live.eslgaming.com. You'll find all those matches listed there. Of course, I've been Jim Inesso. Joining me in the studio has been PDG. We've been produced by Still Barlin behind the desk. It's been a marathon for him as well, and it's been a wild ride. So for that, we thank our producer for sticking with us. And guys, it's been fun, but unfortunately we have to leave you. We'll be bringing you Match Day 7 tomorrow, so be sure to tune in for that one. Until then, guys, you enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll catch you then.